All right, we're out scouting. Well, I wouldn't even call this one a scout. It is June 18th, and the trail camera, cellular trail camera, is not working. Something is not right. So, got new SD cards, got new batteries, swapping everything out, seeing if that fixes the problem. Stopped at Walmart on the way in, got the cheapest I could find to satisfy the needs. Got a few extras because I got a few other trail cameras that I want to put out, and I did not have SD cards or batteries for them, so did a little splurge. I think it was like 50 some bucks for 3 SD cards, 24 pack of batteries, and a little SD card holder container thing. So, pretty decent, I would say, given the times. But yeah, gonna get back up in here and see what's up with the trail camera. So I don't know, if I see anything, I'll holler at you. But pretty short operation today. I don't think I'm gonna do too much exploring unless I see something that really gets me excited to follow. So I think from where I parked today, it's like half mile back in there. So I'm gonna sit there, set it all up, make sure it's actually working. If it's not working, I'm just gonna pull it out, and I don't know, maybe I'll have to get in touch with support. It's a stealth cam, so it worked great the last season and a half, 2 seasons. There's a bunch of tracks on the edge of this field. Yeah, it's worked great for me in the last 2 seasons, so I don't hate it. I think something just might be up with it. It said something about the SD card, so hopefully fresh batteries, fresh SD card cooperate. Yeah, I'll let you guys know if I see anything different. All right, it's not too long after I just stopped recording the little intro there. We as in you and I, so I'm all by my lonesome out here. We just walked up on, let's say 6 to 8 turkey. I think they were all hens, just kind of sitting here feeding. I guess a little more insight on where I'm at. Last year, hunted here quite a bit. Had a trail camera, the same trail camera, cell cam. It's a little bit farther from the house than the other spots that I've hunted, so I don't access it as often. So it's just nice to have the cell cam, just to be able to kick me some intel whenever things happen. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for these turkeys. I'd like to show them if I can, but so I've hunted this general area before. There was a decent buck on camera, a lot actually. He wasn't consistent, not every day type of buck, but he'd come by. He was decent. I did lay eyes on him once or twice while hunting, so just never had a chance at letting an arrow fly at him. But I want to say, so there's just a bunch of fields and trees separating fields here. It's not all just one big field. This is the field closest to the camera right now. Last year they had soybeans. I want to say the year before they might have had corn, but I did not hunt it two deer seasons ago. This past deer season, it was soybeans. And where Bryant and I were over the weekend, it was soybeans last year. They have corn planted and it's growing. It's probably up to the knees already, if not to the thigh. But it's already going over there. So I don't know if they're going to plant over here this year. They 100% had soybeans in here last year. But it's all just weeds and grasses right now. So I guess if they are going to plant anything, it's going to be late, if at all. So that's all I know about this place. You know, there's deer. There's just so many different patches of trees that are plenty thick. I mean, I've walked through and kicked up deer in all sorts of different spots around here. So they're not just in one consolidated area, which is nice, but it also makes it tough because they got eyes on you. As much as you try to have eyes on them, they got eyes on you. So we'll see what's up with this camera. I'm getting here pretty close to it now, but yeah, that's all I know. I just want to give you guys the update. There were turkey in here, and you can hunt turkey back in here. I wasn't sure about the regulations. We checked the regulations, and you can hunt turkey in here, so I didn't even think to hunt them. I had seen them during deer season, but they'd come up on camera. Just never thought to hunt it in turkey season this year, so next year we'll have to, because just saw those 8. I've seen plenty of turkey sign and other physical, seeing them on the hoof, as they say. So we'll try this area for turkey next year, but I'm gonna walk through these trees and hopefully my camera's right here. I got it pinned on Onyx, but I might be a lane or two too far or too short. But yeah, we'll get it set up and we'll give you guys an update here in a little bit. All right, mission accomplished. I don't know if it was, I think it might have been the batteries, so we'll see. Maybe try them in a different camera or something like that. They're the rechargeable lithiums, so I don't know if they didn't get a good charge or what, but the SD card might have been faulty, but I don't know. They've got these indicator lights that tell you if it's the battery, the cell service, or your account, and just the one on light for the battery was flashing, so it might have thought it was low on battery, which the app said it thought it was, but I had just charged the batteries full charge before putting them in the camera. So who knows, maybe they're just not meant for trail cameras, those batteries. So anyways, walking down this little it's like a cut-in access for when they're farming, I believe. It's a little 2-track, but it's overgrown some, but there's definitely tire marks in here. Not super fresh. They might have been from when they were doing harvest this year, or some other time, who knows. But there's definitely some tire tracks, but lots of deer track going in, fresh deer track that my camera has missed. So I know there were deer that should have been caught on camera in the week that the camera has been up. So I'll be excited to see what deer come in there, if there's any with antlers yet. I know they're starting to kind of pop out a little bit, so we'll see. I'm gonna walk back a different way than I walked in, just to see a little bit different. It's not gonna be totally different. I've walked some of this back, but like here's a pretty good trail right here. So this goes to water. There's the lake is right back there. We're a lot closer to the water than we were in the other spot this camera was in last year. A little bit heavier traffic. Like Bryant and I were talking, and you know, he's like, man, I wish I had found a spot kind of like what we had seen over with you. There's like interstates of traffic, and he's like, mine are like back roads. We got some trails, nothing heavy, but like over here it's like, man, there's tons of trails that are like just cut in, and they seem like they're almost human cut ins, but like there's no human tracking, so you know that those are pretty dang good game trails. And it's like, man, I wish I found some of those. I just don't know if this area gets hunted as hard. Man, the mosquitoes are bugging me. But there's just tons of little cut-in trails that, you know, I kind of refer to them as like off-ramps. Like they've got an interstate that they run their main traffic to and from certain areas. And then they've got little cutoffs, like on-ramp, off-ramp. Little ramps that they take to get into and out of the fields. And I mean that's where that camera's set up on right now, is I think that they use that 2-track as their interstate. And then I've got my camera set up on one of the off ramps. So we'll see. Like I said, there's some fresh time. We had a pretty heavy dose of rain the last few days. We're gonna get some more in the next few. Weekend is supposed to be nice, so I think we're gonna get out, try to do a little paddle boarding, maybe some fishing. But I guess it's neither here nor there. But well, my point was, heavy rain probably washed away some of the old track, and there's somebody else's trail camera. I'm a good couple hundred yards, maybe even quarter mile from my camera, and there's another cell cam right there off of a pretty heavy game trail there. Back on the other side of the woods, which we'll get to where that is going, tons of openings, much different terrain than the other spots I've hunted. Less thick, more trees to sit in. But anyways, heavy rain. I'll get to my point, I swear. Heavy rain has washed away some of the old tracks, and so the tracks that I just saw walking by the camera, where I have the camera set up now, those should be really fresh tracks of last night, this morning, today. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, so those tracks should be within the last, I would say, 24 hours. I don't want to get too specific because I'm not that good. Obviously, I've gotten one doe in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I am by no means an expert. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this, because I am learning. And maybe you guys are learning with me. Maybe you guys are just watching me being like, man, what a fool. But I'm learning, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying watching me learn. So, yeah, we're back. I cut into the woods here. That field is right there. There's a handful of openings right here. Not necessarily the on and off ramps like I was talking about, but just openings that gets back into this open area. I'm gonna get off of here and pull up on X, making sure I'm gonna go the right direction here. But follow these openings and see if there's some good bed or maybe a good area to set up one of these days. I'm not necessarily close to the camera, but you know, maybe I'll set up a second option to hunt this area, because there's, like I said, there's tons of sign. So I'd love to be able to hunt back up in here where it's open, have more lanes to shoot, more opportunities. So like I said earlier, I'll let you guys know if I find anything new, but I'm pretty excited now that the camera's up and running, and man, this looks pretty good, if you ask me. Lots of openings. Much different than the other spots I'm used to. It's really wet right here. Like I said, we got rain. So I wonder how high that water gets. Fall time is not a big deal, but I wonder if it floods this out pretty good. Anyways, I'll quit rambling. I'm gonna check out this open stuff and head back to the truck. Like I said, it was a quick one. Not trying to be out here scouting for hours on end. Also gonna try not to sink knee deep in water. We got standing water right here. All right, we'll catch you guys back at the truck. All right, I cruised in and out of there. It's, what did I say? It was 2:30 earlier, not too long ago. It's only 2:40 now. So yeah, just a quick get in, get out, change the batteries, change the SD card. It sent me pictures of me, which last time it didn't, which should have been a red flag that something wasn't right. But at the time I didn't have the other batteries with me. I just had the lithium that I had charged. So like I said, maybe that's a lesson learned. Maybe don't use those. Trying to save $1, ended up spending 20 to compensate for it. So we'll end up using those batteries somewhere else. But no, I'm excited about this spot. That opening that I was just in, it's a lot more open. It might be because it gets flooded out, which is fine by me. I mean, the water doesn't get that high or stay that high, especially during deer season. Later in deer season, that water gets let down, and then yeah, that probably turns into a pretty good spot for the deer to roam through. But probably not a bedding area. Probably more of a travel corridor between food and bed. There's plenty of other thick spots back in here. So, like I said, there's tons of food plots, or fields rather. So, and lots of tree lines. So they've got a lot of places to eat. There's water everywhere. They got the lake. There's little ponds in here. It's just, you just got to find the right area that they're hanging out in the most often, because everywhere that I've hunted around here, I've seen deer, and I've seen deer sign, plenty of it. It's just finding the timing and finding what they're doing most consistently. So hopefully we can get that figured out. Hopefully we get some deer on camera soon. Just love looking at them, seeing what they're doing, see what their trends are. So yeah, give me a good inventory of if there's actually a good amount of deer, or if there's just a couple deer hanging out back in there. So I think that'll wrap it up. I don't have too much else to do today. I'm gonna go home, shoot the bow, keep up Brooks and I doing our arrows a day, at least every day. I've been shooting 3 a day, getting my arrows built here soon. I've been waiting on a new microphone, the attachment to get my microphone to work. I got the mics in the mail, just need an attachment for them. So hopefully the audio quality is going to be better on these, which will make hopefully the whole quality better. So stay tuned on that. I'm just going to keep putting out these lower quality until then. But for my 10 viewers, 2 viewers, hi mom, yeah, enjoy the bad quality audio until that part comes in. But yeah, gonna go home, shoot the arrows, shoot the bow, and call it a day. Probably not get back out here to this area for a few weeks. Like I said, I want this place to settle a little bit. I really didn't want to have to come back in here unless I had to. I felt like I had to, which I'm glad I did, because now that camera's working. So shoot, I might leave it alone for the rest of the month. It's the 18th. Give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I come back in this general area. Maybe I go into a different spot, not necessarily right there. That camera's cell camera, so it's going to tell me everything I need to know for that spot, where they're coming and going, if they're coming and going. So, all right. I got a bad habit of rambling. I'm going to quit rambling now, wrap it up. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.